This is the Ambitious Creators Podcast with your host, Max Sinclair. Hello and welcome to the Ambitious Creators Podcast, episode number 7. Today it is just me and I'm going to be focusing on one specific thing, which is my views on where social media is going. So what are the big networks that you should be investing your time in 2021? So we're already over halfway through, sadly. COVID has destroyed our year. So let's focus on 2021 and the huge opportunities that are going to be coming our way. And you know, it's very important to get this right. You can risk wasting months of your time if you invest into the wrong social media network, or you could completely transform yourself and your lifestyle or your business if you pick the right one too. You can create massive new sales channels which are going to transform things for yourself. I've gained hundreds of £1,000s worth of investment thanks to the social media, picking the right one at the right network at the right time. And so I want to help you to do the same thing for 2021. So why am I the right person to tell you about this stuff, by the way? I run my own agency. It's called Snowball Creations. I got new t-shirts, which I'm pretty proud of, not gonna lie. And it's been 4 years that I've been running that agency around, and I've been growth hacking social media for about 7 or 8 years, all the way back from when Twitter, you could growth hack that. And I've managed many hundreds of accounts for people over the years. And so I've got a really good vantage point of all of the different social media networks, where the opportunities are and where the opportunities aren't as well, which is very key. So I'm going to try and cover some of that in this video. So very first point really is just everything is absolutely fucking mental right now. Let's just put that out there, not just because of COVID, but because of the entire world. Like Trump is in charge of America, which on its own is quite a chaotic situation. And so social media is chaotic anyway, with huge ups and downs of different networks. But right now, especially, TikTok is on this kind of teetering point of, is it going to just completely fall apart? Is it going to be able to do some kind of deal of selling part of its US infrastructure, or all of the US base, basically, to probably Microsoft or some other big player like Oracle they're looking at right now. I'm sure this will obviously change by the time you watch this video. And so I'm going to try and go over these kind of like high level things, which are relatively static. So they will still be valid and useful to you for 2021. So it is, you know, whatever it is, 4 months away right now, 3-4 months away. But this stuff, I'm pretty confident should be still the case in 6 months' time. So my very, very first truth, which I want to focus on, is the Facebook and Instagram family. They are not going anywhere soon. So at least for 2021, I see it that they will be massive players. They will get much better at their paid ad side of things. They look after each other. And I think that the Facebook platform itself, in terms of social network, it's much, much smaller in terms of activity, way less engagement. And it's basically aging up. All social media networks always age up. So Facebook is doing that. Like my mum is very active on Facebook, and other people like her age group and age range are all starting to really enjoy it. But for people like myself and anyone I know in their like 20s and 30s, people just don't post on it anymore. It is pretty dead. Like I'd say it's a fraction of the people who I know regularly post on Facebook in any form with statuses or whatever that might be. And so Instagram is now the thing. But that's the thing, Facebook owns Instagram too. So that's why I think that they're very much strong and solid platforms to invest in, because they're very effective also at the paid ad side of things, which is going to be very good for their business. And so they're not going to be going anywhere soon because they're very, very profitable, basically. So yeah, to split that up, my views on Facebook, I think that it's aging up. I think that organic on Facebook is basically dead. Don't bother investing other than a kind of basic presence, is my opinion, on Facebook. So just doing semi-regular content, like do less content effort on Facebook than any other channel, and just so that you have a presence. So people are like, okay, they are active there. Some people do still use Facebook regularly. So, you know, it's not like a don't completely die on it, basically, is my attitude. You do still need to have something there. It's big opportunity is paid ads. So there's the Facebook paid ads platform, which is really the best there is in all of social media by far. So they have the Facebook Pixel, which is something that we use in my agency all the time, and it's unbelievably effective. So you basically can track, once someone sees an advert, goes into your website, what do they actually do? Do they buy? And then you can say, split that up even further into like, they bought cotton buds and they bought X, Y, and Z. So then you can profile those customers into different lookalike audiences. And then Facebook can say, of all of the 50 people that went into your website and looked and bought the cotton buds, then all of those 50 people, let's look at what they look like in Facebook. They're whatever, women, they're from the southeast of the UK, they're average of 34 years old, they're all really into farming or whatever the fuck you want to pick as the random thing. And there's like thousands of factors that Facebook can consider. And so it uses all of these within its algorithm, and that's why it's so unbelievably effective. And that's what we do for clients. And that's the big opportunity with Facebook, and that still exists. So when we say Facebook ads, it's Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook runs those ads across Instagram as well. And yeah, Instagram is, on the other side, still possible to do organic successfully. It's a lot harder than it used to be, so the organic reach is a lot less. So the paid ads is still the best opportunity if you can afford it. Facebook paid ads are expensive though, and there's a kind of threshold to reach where it optimizes and you get more out of the ads basically. Like if you spend less than £300 on your paid ads per month, then it won't be, there's like a tipping point basically when Facebook, the algorithm just is in your favor and you get enough data coming through to be able to actually find success from it. But Instagram, you can still find success with organic and you can still get great engagement. Like I work with, an influencer, for example, Hey Dasovich, she's awesome. If she posts about anything I do, it goes mental. Like her following love her and love her story and love her as a person because she's a lovely person. And so whenever she talks about things, people will react and they will action, they will do things. So it's a very, very good idea to basically still take advantage of that organic side of things. Building new organic audiences is very difficult. So one of the things we focus on is competitions. So we do a managed kind of competition service, which is basically where we'll use competitions in a regular fashion using influencer shout outs combined with very often Viper, which is a really great email viral marketing software to be able to collect email addresses. So that's one of the ways that you can still build a following on Instagram. Some of the stuff that doesn't work on Instagram, just posting content, doesn't work anymore. As in like you won't grow thousands of followers every month just from posting content. People don't just go viral in that same way, like a tiny fraction do. So it's not the way that you should invest your time. Just posting content. I have hundreds of clients coming to me saying, posting amazing content, they're doing amazing work, but ultimately it's not getting anywhere and it does nothing to them and they're growing 20 followers a month or something. And at that rate, you're not going to get anywhere or do anything. So don't think that just posting content is going to get you somewhere. Snapchat. So basically, I think it's very much dependent on how TikTok goes. So if TikTok survives the storm, then Snapchat, I think, is going to be in serious trouble. They've already got competition against Instagram and Facebook. I think they could do well against Instagram and Facebook alone because they are the cool option. Instagram and Facebook are a lot less cool nowadays. Even Instagram is less cool, even with my generation, but the younger generation below me, Instagram is still the king, but Snapchat is the cool kid in the block that you can like swear and send nudes and stuff like that, and that makes it better. But TikTok has taken that. TikTok is now the cool kid on the block. So the kids are on TikTok and they're moving to TikTok. So that means Snapchat has lost its cool kid status. And it's not the rebellious upstart, it's the kind of weird in-between. So it's not as effective in terms of paid ads like Instagram and Facebook have, and it's not the super cool, edgy one like TikTok is. So I think it's in a dangerous place. If TikTok falls apart, then Snapchat, I think, will do very well. If not, I also just don't think Snapchat's very easy to build audiences on, because it's very awkwardly designed to not allow for that. And I don't think the paid ads system is especially good either. So I don't actually think Snapchat's a very good place to invest in. B2B brands. So obviously the stuff I've been talking about is largely trying to build a following for someone who just wants to build a following. And then the other side of it is people who are trying to build a brand. So if you're a company and you're trying to build up your company, so you're trying to make sales out of the channel. So that's what I've talked about so far. Then there's the B2B side. So what about companies who are trying to sell into other companies? So that is where you want to be looking at LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a huge opportunity. LinkedIn now has, 670 million users globally. It's growing rapidly. It's also very fresh and new. So there's two sides to the opportunity with LinkedIn in my eyes. There is the basic content side, which is much more successful than Instagram and Facebook and any of the others really, where you can do well out of doing content on LinkedIn. You can make it go viral, and you can kind of figure your way around that. So there is opportunity there. Then the other bigger one really is automating it. So this is more complicated and advanced. Like we, for example, my agency, Snowball Creations, we use artificial intelligence and machine learning to be able to optimize our copy and content to do automated outreach to large numbers of people in extremely effective ways, with like really great creative copy is a really big part of the automation stuff as well. But without all of that infrastructure, it's a very hard thing to learn. Like I've taken years to learn that. I've been doing it for about 3-4 years. So the easy one is the content, but the bigger opportunity is the automation, which you can try and figure out for yourself, or you can try and work with an agency like ourselves or another one, and they can help you to do that. Like we deliver 15 to 100 leads per month on average, like that kind of range. The average is about like 50. And so it's one that you just can't ignore, and it's very affordable and effective, and the return on investment is very obvious and strong. So LinkedIn is the place to go to for B2B. But the one that people very much ignore again is Facebook. So people think of Facebook for selling cheap things because it's just like quick ads popping up. But the thing is, Facebook now has 2.7 billion users on it. So no one can really say, and point out that's 2.7 billion on Facebook, and Instagram is over 1 billion as well. So combined, there's no one who isn't on Facebook and Instagram largely. Like there's obviously going to be that percentage of any part of society. And I've said that, you know, the engagement is maybe lower, but everyone is on one of them, like pretty much. So your target market, even the older ones, people keep going like, oh, but my decision makers are the old CEOs who are 40 to 50 years old. They're on Facebook too. They're on Instagram too. They, or at least one of them, they're going to be on there for their kids' photos, their grandkids' photos, etc. Like it is where you can go, and B2B works very, very well there. And I think that it's underused. So there's less competition going on there. So you can actually do very well out of it compared to trying to run paid ads, for example, on LinkedIn, which can be effective. It's on Facebook, there's less people thinking, oh, I should go do my paid ads for B2B brands on Facebook. So there's less competition. So if you're like an engineering firm trying to get engineering clients or something, or if you're whatever it might be, or you're like, I see these for myself, like if you own a gym or if you own a chain of gyms or whatever it might be, you can sell services, SaaS services to gym owners, for example, or anything like that very effectively on Facebook. So yeah, that's something we do for our clients very effectively and successfully too. So that's worth considering. So yeah, my key takeaways, if you're someone looking to build your own following, just purely for the joy of it, to build a great following and have fun, and you've got a lot of time, you've got a lot of creativity, then TikTok is your answer. So if you just want to build a following for love and joy, then TikTok's the way forward. If you're a B2C brand, company trying to make sales, then paid ads on Facebook and Instagram is the best choice. And then secondary to that is using some more effective growth tools like competitions on Instagram, with connecting tools like Viper, like what we use, to build mailing lists out of social media. That's the second place, I think, to B2C brands. And then if you're a B2B brand, I think LinkedIn, number one opportunity, and then paid ads on Facebook and Instagram again as the second biggest opportunity. Yeah, if you're ever looking for any kind of help with any of these things, I made this relatively quick, 15 minutes. Please do get in touch. My agency loves to do this stuff. Like I said, we've managed hundreds and hundreds of accounts over the years, and we know what we're doing. We don't have any kind of bias. I just move to whatever social media network is going to be most effective at the time. So if this changes, I will tell you that it changes, and we will change your marketing package with us. So you will always be on the front and foremost, most effective for your business. I've used these tools for myself to build my own businesses. You know, my first business, Eco Companion, raised hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of investment thanks to the work I did with Twitter back in the day, and Instagram after that. And then nowadays, we do very, very well for ourselves out of LinkedIn, building this agency very quickly and using it for our clients as well. So yeah, please do get in touch if you ever need a hand. You can email me at max@snowballcreations.com. And you can find me on Instagram at I'm_max_Sinclair. Otherwise, yeah, hopefully this was all helpful. This is obviously a topic I know a lot about, so it's easy for me to chatter on about it for forever. If you want to hear me talk more about social media, then please do comment and let me know, because I would love to do more of these. And yeah, comment as well if you think TikTok can survive the Trump storm. And yeah, I'll see you next week with a new interview with Haley Dasovich, which I'm excited for.